display worked all right with the islands?
The trial, yeah, it went pretty good, actually, we had the refuse guys come out and trial it, the old way and the new way, and after doing it both ways, they liked the new way. So, that's good, we're getting consensus from them, that went good. That blasting started at the wastewater plant today, it was kinda cool, but maybe they had some problems with it. Some water lines, but
That's all I got, unless you got something else here.
that was it, just the blasting and the water line issue at the wastewater plant, but
Public safety, Alderman Burke.
None this evening, Mayor. Thank you, sir.
Finance, Alderman Ryan.
Nothing this evening, Mayor, thank you.
Liaison, Alderman Warren.
Nothing tonight, Mr. Mayor, thank you.
Sidewalk and Economic Development, Mr. Sattler, please. Paul, you.
So I've been talking about the transportation around town, and so we're gonna have our test on Friday. It'll open at 9 a.m. There'll be, our committee will be there to answer questions, and we'll run the bus for 5 hours. In the brochure I gave you has the bus route. So the stop signs are actual stops that are planned every hour that they go through there. The hand is alternate stops, so you have to call 30 minutes in advance if you want it to stop there and pick you up there. Once you get on the bus, you can stop at any stop, say another hand stop once you're on it, and say, hey, I need to stop at Rogers, and they'll stop at Rogers for you, and remember to come back and pick you up the next hour. So this is an hour-long route. They will run for 5 hours. This is part 2 of these grants we've gotten from the National Center for Mobility Management. So this goes on till December, and this is when we're writing our operating procedures and test route and testing the system. We're wanting real input from people who ride it, who might ride it. We've been getting a lot of calls, and I think Tracy said you guys at City Hall have been getting a lot of calls too. And then we've already submitted our application for the next phase, which is a pilot phase, which would be after December, and we'd run a 30-day, if we get the grant, a 30-day test probably in March, April timeframe. Just to see if it's economically feasible. We're working with SMTS. It'll be a dedicated bus for this route. So, does anybody have any questions?
And what does it cost?
Right now it's free for that day. We haven't actually come up with a fee yet, but if you look on the thing, the proposed is $1 per ride, $3 all day pass, or $6 family day pass.
I got that thing, I didn't see that, I guess I missed it.
That's right there. So,
So if I ride it from here to there, it's $1,
yes,
but I can't get from there to here then, can I? That's what we'll give them another
we'll
$1?
give them another $1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so it's, once you're on the bus, $1 till you get off. That's one ride. So,
Scott, you said it runs through December?
the grant runs through December, yes. So
But
after we
the
get
bus
this,
does
we'll
not.
get, no.
Okay.
This will only be a 1-day, run. I know
To demonstrate.
been working with Daniel to get that straightened out in the paper. This is just to get input and to see, if it's gonna, what the, response of the community is. When we went and visited all these businesses, talk about possible bus stops, and they're all on board. So, this is our test phase of this. Other things, Rankin had their open house today from 3 to 6, and had pretty good turnout. It wasn't really advertised that well. I seen it on Facebook and pitched it out on Facebook too, but yeah, it was very poorly. And then I'm leaving right after this meeting and I'll be gone the rest of the week. I'll be at MEDC Fall Conference in Columbia, just give you a heads up, but I'll have email access and cell phone, so. If anybody needs to get hold of me, then I have something to close. That's all I have.
Thank you. Got them together. 33, Public City Administrator.
So the first thing on my list, guys, is a really cool video, it's about 3 minutes long, West Star Aviation put that out, but it does a great job demonstrating their capabilities and some of the activities they're doing. It's cool, like Saberliner Corporation was originally, the quality, and we can all be proud of what they're doing here in Perry County. Next thing was just a letter, UPS delivery times have changed. It is moving slow, this is a surprise to no one. You know, we're working through it and billing. We're also developing a new Go Green where you can sign up for electronic billing if you don't want to wait for the mail. So we're working some things through Tracy's office that's gonna make it better for our customers, or at least provide more options. At your desk are this global war on terror. There was a news, KFES 12 picked up a story. There was 2 Gold Star families that came to town right away. They found about it, adjusted their plans, come to see their sons who are hanging on this wall. So we'll have it through the weekend. So if you get an opportunity, please go out there and see
So is
it.
it there now?
It's there now. Yeah, they set it up yesterday.
Not even like 7,000 American military died in this little volunteer.
Yeah.
Pretty big number.
Pretty big number, and everybody's got a dog tag. They're colored, so it looks like a flag, but every dog tag has everybody's names on it, so that's what's special about it. We only get it for a week, but the lieutenant governor is coming to town Friday to see it personally, so he's excited about it coming. Treatment plant cash flow report. We're just trying to project out what the next 2 years look like. You can see the money draws will be taken from the loan. This was important to DNR, so we've shared that with them. Humanitarian of the Year dinner is November 4th. If you guys know, we purchased a table. I'd like to get a final head count. We wanna make sure those spots are being used. Larry's in, I'm just gonna go around. Mayor,
I've got another 2.
okay. Kurt, I can't make it. Doug,
What day of the week is that?
it's for,
Thursday, November 4th.
Yes, I'll make it.
okay. Dave,
Yeah, I'll be there.
Prince,
Plan on being
Dave, Prince, and myself, I'll be there at the table too. Okay, very good, thank you guys. We'll double check with Tom Tracy, since he's out this evening, make sure we,
Doug, did you say yes?
Yes.
Sold out.
yeah, it is sold out, which is really, really cool. That group's working very hard to celebrate this. I got an interesting visit 2 weeks ago. Our hay farmer has resigned his contract. So this is what we got going on at the airport now. It's small, but it's colored, and you can see the runways right in the middle. That little gray line in the middle is the blue, as you see it, is what we currently farm. We have a contract farmer that does that. The red, the little dots were hay farming done there. So there's 68 acres there. He's resigned those 68 acres back to us. The farmer who bid on it and got the bid on the rest of the land, has offered to apply his bid to this red area, and he would do beans. We no longer want corn, but he would just do beans, and he would do them every year. And I asked him about the soil and about rotating it. He said that we'll put a cover crop on every winter, and we'll watch the pH. So I think that they'll be okay. I'm inclined to let him try. We'll go from making, it's not totally driven by money, but I sure don't wanna mow it. We're making $3,400 on the hay bid now. If we move it to a bean only bid, it will be over $16,000. So it would be good for the city down at the airport, certainly.
Will we be able to use that money if we need to spend it at the airport?
And that's what we do, yeah. So sometimes in the way our contracts wrote, and Tom can double check this before the next meeting, but sometimes MoDOT says you gotta take property out, you gotta put property, so it's kind of some flexibility. So if we don't have to do a full contract amendment, I would just like to put these 64 acres on there we do a written, like a letter saying that he has those acres now. But we'll confirm the contract allows us, but I think there's some flexibility in having him flowing. So board's okay if we do that?
We get the same amount regardless of the price of beans for the year,
Yeah,
right?
that's right. We don't, we've never bid
Right.
it, to my knowledge, where
Right.
it's a shared crop.
Brent,
Yes, sir.
I remember years back that the FAA had a problem with us putting corn in there.
That's right, it's beans only.
Oh, right,
This red area would be beans only.
right, but, I mean, they won't have a problem with it?
I don't believe so. So I spoke this afternoon when Todd actually called me. On my way home, I guys got a report of our airport engineer, MoDOT, and our city engineer on Crawford Murphy and Tilly, and run by the plans with both of them.
Okay,
Under their current interpretation, they think we're okay.
okay.
Good question.
64 acres is what he was.
That's 68 acres, I believe,
And you bid $16,000? $235 an acre?
240.
$240 an acre.
That was our bid on, yeah.
It's more than that in some places.
That's
That's
it.
good.
And he's willing to do that on this property too, so we'd like to let him.
Who's doing that?
Todd Shelley, Todd contract.
The green area will continue to be
Mowed.
air mowed.
Mowed, yep.
The blue area, you can plant anything.
And the blue thing, he could, so he'll rotate corn out there on the perimeter, but then as you work in, it'll be beans, that next red area, and then the green is mowed.
Brent, you missed your, Missouri Veterans Hall of Fame.
Oh, thank you, Tracy. So next Friday, at 2:00 in the Capitol Rotunda in Jefferson City, Jim Edelman is gonna be inducted into the Missouri Veterans Hall of Fame. This is quite an honor for him and Perryville. You know, what this man's given, you know, the community one, but also these Gold Star mothers who stop by to visit their kids' names on the wall. It's pretty incredible, and it's been recognized, so. There will be a ceremony up there at 2 p.m. next Friday, not this Friday, next Friday. A couple of us from that board plan to be up there. I plan on trying to swing by, to do that, but if you get a chance to congratulate him, please do. Other duties is assigned. There's a very interesting article about what it's like to be Tracy, here at the city. Well, city clerks are unsung heroes, and somehow they're often the glue that holds it all together and makes the rest of us look good in the process. So we appreciate what Tracy does for us, and I thought this article did a good job of explaining their contributions to good government here in the city of Perryville. And then the last thing, Jim got an email late this afternoon. Bettina Comstock is a teacher over at school. Her father passed away, and she'd like to place 2 trees of remembrance in the park. She'd like to place them at Miche Memorial Park. Jim has a need for trees, and then they would be native trees. We're trying not to do, you know, foreign ornamentals anymore, so there would be 2 native trees. Is the board okay with Jim working with her family to figure out 2 locations for these trees?
Gumballs, I don't care.
Something that'll grow into.
No, I
shade,
told
too.
her, no sweet gum
Yeah,
or,
that's it.
maples, no
Walnut.
helicopter.
Yeah, so oak, I think, is what they were thinking.
Or maple and a
Yeah, it was red oak,
Red oak, so.
red oak or like a tulip tree,
A willow, I'll check into it.
willow.
Willow oak. It's in the Bible. It's a big
Oh.
long leaf about like that, about the size of your middle finger here. It's really nice. I've got one, I wish I had one.
Yeah, actually, their plan was to go back to, they were gonna do this through Keekers and see what he had in stock that was good size.
The willow oak is,
Okay.
it's just like a pin oak,
Okay.
but it's a real nice tree. It's a very good tree.
Very good. So board's okay with us working with them to put a couple trees in the park? That's all I got tonight.
Next, Item 34, report by city engineer.
Mayor?